Baby clothes for your little baby from 6 months to 12 months. So note down the season and the predictable weather. Observe your baby's gross motor skills. And another question that you should ask yourself is, will they start daycare or playgroups? So this is my example. My baby was crawling and she was climbing a lot at home on the tiles and on the carpet. I highly recommend to have like a cohesive color scheme, especially because it's easier to wash, it's easier to plan outfits, and it's easier just to grab and go if you are in a rush. Sleep sacks. So I highly recommend 3. If they're all different, that's okay. 3 across the season. So 1 for home, 1 for daycare if you're doing daycare, and 1 for traveling, for example, a weekend away, or you're going to see your parents. And my baby actually transitioned to another season during her stay at daycare and just generally, so she had to have a comforter with a dummy. And so again, comforter at home, comforter at daycare, and we have a spare one in the car. Coveralls or rompers or sleepers, they're pretty much the onesies. So I highly recommend 3 to 5 and 1 fleece robe, especially if you are going to have winter. It's so cute when they have like a little robe. Bodysuits, I highly recommend 3 pack of each. Usually you get a value pack, so 3 long sleeve, 3 short sleeve, and 3 sleeveless. I highly recommend just to stick to white because it does help if it is your first baby, and you can also pass it on to your second and your third or fourth babies. Singlets, I highly recommend like a 5 pack, and you get like the white simple basic underwear kind of singlets, and that's really good, especially if it's summer. I just let my baby walk around in a singlet and a nappy because she was eating, she was chewing a lot of snacks, drinking tap water, and just making a mess on her chest, and you can literally just change it so quickly. Tops or t-shirts, I highly recommend 3 long sleeve, and that can be a combination of high neck or scoop neck, again depending on your weather. 3 short sleeve, 8 t-shirts for daycare, just stick to the same color scheme. Okay, let's keep going. 2 sleeveless, just like singlet t-shirts or singlet tops, and 1 vest. Again, that's just if you need that for any kind of windbreaker. By the way, if you are new, my name is Mishi. I'd love for you to subscribe. I do all things motherhood and lifestyle. Bottoms. This is actually really important. You actually need quite a variety of bottoms. So I highly recommend to start off with 3 crawlers, and they have like this cushion kind of knee pad, just so that when they are crawling on tiles and carpet and stuff, it doesn't hurt their knees. 4 leggings as a basic kind of home and outing, but if you are going to go to daycare, I highly recommend 8. That's just because you always need to pack like 3 to 2 spare clothes in their bag, and so if you use all of that up in one day, you've got another pair for the next day. So yeah, maybe 8, minimum 8 for daycare, but if you're not, 4 is fine. 1 denim jeans, that's kind of cute, especially if you have a baby boy. 1 fleece sweatpants or 2 minimum if you are experiencing a cold winter. 3 shorts for summer and spring. I highly recommend 2 nappy covers if you have a baby girl. It's kind of cute underneath their dresses and stuff. And by the way, if your baby is crawling, most of these bottoms should be without the socks, just because they need their feet and their toes to grip the floor. Dresses, if you have a baby girl, of course, dresses or rompers, like the one that kind of has the kind of nappy cover and dress. And I highly recommend 3 to 5, again for the different seasons and occasions that you have. Along with this, if you are experiencing wind or winter, I highly recommend 3 pairs of stockings to go with this, and usually that should come in a value pack of 3. So 1 pink, 1 white, 1 grey. Matching sets or outfits, this is so cute. I highly recommend 3 altogether across this, 6 months. It could be like your favorite sports team. It could be a seasonal thing like Christmas, Halloween, Easter. It could be like pop culture. For example, you're into Disney, or you love music or TV or film that you're into or they love. I highly recommend that. Jackets, jumpers. So I recommend 1 windbreaker. Again, depends on where you are. 2 sweaters. My definition of a sweater is like a button a button kind of knit, and 1 or 2 jumpers. Jumper for us is like a high neck, kind of comfy trackies. In Australia we say trackies, or like sweatpants kind of matchy jumper, and then 1 coat if they need that for any winter or rain season. Shoes. I only got shoes towards the end of the 11th 10 month, and that's just because she was walking at 11 months. So 2 daycare shoes, because they will spill food or water on their shoes, 1 pair of sandals, 1 sneakers, and 1 slippers like Havaianas. The reason why I give that the variety is because you do have different occasions and different weathers and different outfits, and so at one point in time, whatever size they are, for example size 5 or size 4, you don't need to buy double of the same kind of shoe. I only recommend 1, but again more if they go to daycare. When it comes to sandals, I highly recommend to get more straps that actually have the Velcro. So a Velcro strap near the toes, 1 near the ankle, and then behind on the Achilles tendon. The reason why that is because my baby had different kind of sandals and shoes, and it always slipped out and their foot kind of slides forward or back, and it doesn't support their ankles. So I highly recommend, the sandals with many straps, and of course shoes without shoelaces. Last note, I only recommend shoes if they are confidently walking for like 8 weeks. At daycare, they allowed her to be barefoot for a little while, and then I gave her like those socks shoes. Socks, I highly recommend 3 to 5. This gets again spread out between daycare, home, travel, and the wash. Accessories, these are really important. Sun hats, you need 2. Beanies, 2 if you need it if it's winter. Mittens, 2. And sunscreen, of course, don't forget that. Hooded bath towel, I recommend 2, just so that if there is 1 in the wash, you always got a backup. I have 1 upstairs and 1 downstairs. So if you do have a large house and you've got like a laundry sink and a bathtub and a shower, maybe buy more. By the way, if you haven't seen it already, I have covered newborn stage on how many clothes you need for a newborn baby. I'll put it in the description below. Bibs and washcloths, I highly recommend 10 Velcro bibs. That's because my baby drooled so much over the course of 6 months to get all of her like 8 teeth, top and bottom. And then the square popover bibs times 4, they're good for just like chewing little snacks and biscuits and stuff. 2 silicone bibs, so 1 for home and 1 for your nappy bag, and 3 washcloths. Swimwear, that's if you are going to be taking them out for a swim at the beach or pool. I do recommend 2 swimming suits, just because when one's hanging dry and the next day you need to go out, you have a spare. 1 swimming hat, you don't need to buy too many. 1 poncho towel, 1 reusable swim nappy, or you can get the disposable nappies which come in a pack of 6 or 12. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below your thoughts or any questions. I'd love to hear from you.